Hi there. Today I want to talk to you about EFT. So, EFT technique stands for Emotional Freedom Technique, and it's basically an ancient Asian technique to work on different meridian points by tapping on them with our best tool, our two hands. And I love this practice because it's a self-healing tool where you're tapping into the energy of your own body using, as I said, your own two hands. So it's very empowering to use this technique. And what it does is basically by working on certain meridian points, you're liberating and opening the channels for the energy to circulate properly. Because when we're going through things like grief, anxiety, physical pain, phobias, whatever it is, obviously translates into your energetic body as blockages. So by working on the energy points in this way, and by working with our words, which I'll explain after, we're liberating this energy and lessening the degree of intensity we're feeling in regards to whatever it is you want to work on. So the other thing that I find extremely powerful about this is that we're working with something that's uncomfortable to begin with, but by giving it a voice, by using your own words, your own energy, it's already taking a lot of the intensity and drama away, even just by communicating that out loud. On top of that, we're working meridian points, the energy points. So it's a very powerful exercise. And, even if you don't believe in this stuff, you find it woo-woo, whatever, if you're really uncomfortable about something, what do you have to lose? Why don't you just try it and play along and see how you feel, actually. So what I want to show today is the technique working on anxiety. I think it's a big issue for a lot of people these days, and so I think it can help a lot of people. We're going to be tapping on 10 different points. So this is the way it works. You identify what you want to work on, anxiety in this case. Secondly, you give it a rating from 1 to 10. If it's very intense, very unbearable, it would be a 10, and less so, obviously, the 1. After that, you decide on a phrase that you would like to work on, and it generally starts like this. So even though I am feeling this anxiety in my body, I deeply love myself. And this, you can change it up, and I will sort of improvise on that today, just so you see how it goes. As we're tapping, we're using this phrase and sort of modifying it and basically adding in a more positive frame, because a lot of the issues we're dealing with stem from limiting belief systems. So by altering these belief systems, altering your subconscious mind, you're really helping on so many levels. It's important to use words or phrases that really resonate true to you. I feel like if you're using phrases that seem unattainable, it won't really work, because your subconscious is going to see through that and like, hey, what is she bullshitting me about here? So you really have to be honest with yourself. And then you go through the points, and you can do the round more than once. Then after, you reevaluate the intensity, so from 1 to 10 again. And and you'll find that the number will generally decrease almost all the time. This technique is proven to lower cortisol levels. In this case, I think it could be really helpful. And as I said before, just try it and you'll see. So the first point is on the side of the hand. I'll just take my elastic off. We'll call it the karate chop. And you use, in my case, I'm right-handed, so I'm using my right hand, tapping on the side like this. I'll just show you the points first, and then I'll go through with the phrases. That's the first point. Then we're going on the top of the head. I like to use both hands. You could use just one hand if you prefer. The third point is the inner part of your eyebrows, so you're tapping. And the pressure should be light to medium, like it shouldn't be hurting, obviously. Next point is on the side of the eyes. Next point under the eyes. Next point just under the nose. Now if you're pregnant, you can skip this point. Next one is on the crease of the chin. You can also use, for these 2 points here, you can either use the tips of your fingers or just the side of your hand, whatever feels more comfortable. Collarbones, just underneath the collarbone, so either 2 hands like this or the full hand. I should probably take this off. Next point, under the arm. So it's about a hand's width under. Last point, inner wrist tap together. So we'll start from the beginning. Even though I'm feeling this anxiety in my body, this anxiety feels like tension, and it makes me have trouble breathing sometimes. Even though I'm feeling like this, anxious and tense, I deeply love myself. I am feeling quite anxious these days. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm feeling very, very anxious. But I want to surrender to what will happen. I'm anxious, but I'm open and free to all experiences in life. Even though I'm feeling very anxious at this moment, I'm allowed to feel this anxious. It's safe for me to feel anxious. And even though I feel anxious, even though I feel tense, I'm also surrendering to life. I'm anxious, but I'm open, and I'm surrendering to my life. Even though I'm feeling anxious, I'm not defined by this anxious feeling, and it's safe for me to feel this way. I'm feeling anxious, but I deeply love myself. I deeply love myself. I deeply love myself. Even though I am feeling anxious, I'm surrendering to life. This anxiousness doesn't define who I am. This anxiousness will stop eventually. It's just part of life. And it's safe for me to feel this way. I can breathe into this anxiousness, and I can make space for better things to come through my breath. I can allow and open up. Allow and open up to new possibilities. And we'll end just by tapping on the top of the head. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Hold it at the top. Exhale. One more deep breath. Hold it at the top. Exhale. So once you've done a certain number of rounds that you feel comfortable with, you would rate the intensity again of the issue you're working on, in this case anxiety. Generally it's going to be lower than the number you started off with, and you can continue on like this until it would reach a 2 or lower. And you can, as I said at the beginning, you can really work with any emotion or situation that you are dealing with that is difficult for you to overcome at the moment. So that's it for now, and thank you for listening. If you like this video, by the way, please subscribe to the channel, share the video with your friends, and comment below. Thanks.